Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. History of the Jolof Empire. The Jolof Empire, also called the Wollof Empire, was a West African state that ruled parts of Senegal from 1350 to 1549. After a long period of domination, this empire collapsed and was eventually conquered by the Imamate of Futa Jallon in 1875, and by 1890, its territories were fully incorporated into French West Africa. The original Jollof state was formed probably as a result of the breakup of the Kingdom of Tekor and the demise of Malian power in the Senegambia region. By the 16th century, 5 major states, Wallo, Kayor, Baal, Sine, and Salom, voluntarily pledged their allegiance to the Baoba, that is, the ruler of Jollof. According to traditional accounts among the Wollof, the founder of the state and later empire was Ndiadiane Ndiaye. The legend of Ndiadiane Ndiaye begins with a quarrel over wood near a big lake. Just before the dispute turned into violence, a stranger appeared from the lake. The stranger divided the wood fairly among the disputing parties and disappeared, leaving the people in awe. The people then feigned another dispute, and when the stranger appeared again, he was kidnapped. They offered him the kingship and a beautiful woman as wife. Convinced, this stranger became their king. When these events were recounted to the ruler of the Sine, a powerful magician himself, he is reported to have exclaimed Ndiadiane Ndiaye in his native Sera language in amazement. This exclamation became the stranger's name. His actual name was Ahmadu Bubakar ibn Muhammad. The ruler of the kingdom of Sine, Ma'ad Asinig Maisawali, then advised all rulers between the Senegal River and the Gambia River to voluntarily submit to the authority of this man, which they did. The new state of Jollof was under the Mali Empire for most of its early history. It became permanently independent during a succession dispute in 1360 between two rival lineages within the Mali Empire's royal bloodline. The Portuguese arrived in the Jolof Empire between 1444 and 1510 and left detailed accounts of a very advanced political system. There was a solid hierarchical system involving different classes of royal and non-royal nobles, free men, occupational castes, and slaves. Occupational castes included blacksmiths, jewelers, tanners, tailors, musicians, and griots. Smiths were well regarded in the society because of their ability to make weapons of war. Griots were hired by important family as advisors and chroniclers, without whom much of early Jollof history will be unknown. The Jolof Empire was set up as 5 coastal kingdoms from north to south, which included Wallo, Kayor, Baal, Sine, and Kingdom of Salom. All of these states paid tribute to the landlocked state of Jollof. The ruler of Jollof was known as the Baoba and ruled from Linguere, the capital. Each Jollof state was governed by its own ruler selected from the descendants of the founder of the state. State rulers were selected by the nobles, while the board was selected by a college of electors, which also included the rulers of the 5 kingdoms. Each ruler had practical autonomy but was expected to cooperate with the board on matters of defense, trade, and provision of revenue. Once appointed, office holders were subjected to elaborate rituals to both familiarize themselves with their new duties and elevate them to a divine status. From then on, they were expected to lead their states to higher heights or risk being declared unfavored by the gods and being deposed. The stresses of this political structure resulted in a very autocratic government where wealth and personal armies held sway as against constitutional values. Peaceful trade relations were established between the Jolof Empire and the Kingdom of Portugal after an initially hostile start. At this time, Jollof was at the peak of its power, and the Boer had extended his authority over the Malinke state on the northern bank of the Gambia. In the 1480s, Prince Bemoy was ruling the empire on behalf of his brother Boer Birao. Tempted by Portuguese trade, he relocated the seat of government to the coast to take advantage of the new economic opportunities. Other traditional princes, unhappy with this development, deposed and murdered the Boer in 1489. Prince Bemoy was forced to flee to the Portuguese for refuge, and they took him to Lisbon. There he received a good welcome and exchanged gifts with King John II and was baptized. Seeing an opportunity to put a Christian ally on the throne, John II sent an army under a Portuguese commander to put the prince back on the throne of Jollof. Unfortunately, that goal never materialized. A dispute arose between the commander and the prince, resulting to his death. Despite many internal feuds, the Jolof Empire remained strong within the region. In the early 16th century, it could field 100,000 infantry and 10,000 cavalry. But the seeds of the empire's destruction had already been planted by the prospect of Atlantic trade. Coastal trade, which had brought great wealth to the empire, turned out to be a major factor in its fall. The rulers on the smaller states on the coast began getting the lion's share of the benefits, which eventually allowed them to undermine the power of the emperor. The breakup of the Mali Empire was another factor that led to the fall of the Jolof Empire. The breakup initially allowed Jollof to grow into an empire, but later the conflict also spread to territories in Jollof. In 1513, Dengela Koli led a strong force of Fulani and Mandinka into Futa Toro and successfully seized it from the Jollof. In 1549, Kayo broke away from the Jolof Empire under the leadership of the Crown Prince Amari Ngon Sobel. The breakaway state had grown in wealth and power, using its direct access to European trade as Jollof was landlocked and had no port. Kayo invaded its southern neighbor Bawol and defeated its overlord at the Battle of Danki in 1549. The defeat weakened the empire, resulting in other states leaving the empire. By 1600, the Jolof Empire was over. It had come to an end and reduced to a kingdom. Battles and wars continued between the noble rulers of the Jolof state until the late 19th century, when they were eventually subdued by the French. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.